Thanks, Matt. Good morning, everyone. As Matt just mentioned, you guys have obviously kind of taken a deep dive into a lot of these different platforms over the past few days, and now we'll talk a little bit about what the aim of that is: likes, retweets, and shares, and to get people talking about your organizations and all the great things that you do via social media. So we'll talk a little bit about how to create that content and share some things that have worked for us here at USA Swimming. So really, what is it that makes people click? It's not necessarily cat videos, but in our world, it's close. Swimming puppies. So we'll close the loop on that a little bit later, but think about that as we go through the presentation here. When we talk about engagement, we're all kind of aware what that is, but just to kind of put that on the screen here for Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. For Facebook, it's a share, a like, or a comment. Twitter, a retweet, a favorite, or a reply. Or Instagram, a like or comment, or on occasion, a repost using an external app known as Repost or something along those lines. So from my perspective, when I look at engaging social content, I look at things that are bold, behind the scenes, and built on trends. So those are the three areas that we'll look at today, kind of in more detail. So when I say bold, what I mean is bold from a visual sense. And that can be photos, videos, infographics, anything along those lines. Those are things that are shareable, that people can really, it draws them into your content, draws them into what your organization is all about. Why are photos and videos important? Here are a couple stats on that. That are specific to Facebook in this instance, but I think you'd see something similar across all platforms. Photos are liked twice as often as text updates, and videos are shared 12 times as often as photos and text combined. So you can see there that just the power of visual communication and how that's so effective in social media. So moving on to photos, these are just some examples of photos that have done really well for us across all of our social platforms. The image there of Ryan from Short Course Worlds, that's our most liked photo ever on Instagram. With over 10,000 likes. I just think it's a good combination of just kind of showing the dramatic side of the sport. We're very fortunate that swimming does create such great visuals, just with the action that's involved with the sport, the water that's involved with the sport. I hear photographers say all the time, just that you can really do some cool things when shooting our sport, and I think we're very fortunate with that regard. But across your social platforms, I think it's a great idea to share not only these dramatic action shots that you may get, but also just things that show how fun the sport is as well. Obviously we're pushing the hashtag #FunOfSport. You can really show that visually through images like this. And at USA Swimming, we're very fortunate to work with some great photographers, to have access to Getty images, but you guys can have access to great photos as well. One thing I would suggest, if you're looking at building your photo libraries and don't want to spend a ton of money, reach out to photography classes in your area. If there's a university that has a journalism school or a community college that does some photography classes, that's a great place to find photographers who may be willing to work for you guys for little or no cost, just to get the experience of shooting a sport, and that way you guys can really build your archives and have photos at the ready to use for deployment on social media. That's one of the things that we're fortunate that we have a big library, and you guys can certainly build one as well. And that makes it easy down the road. So when you're thinking about a post, you're not thinking, all right, now I want to send this post. Now I need to go find a photo. If you've got photos on hand already, that just makes it one step easier for you guys. As far as videos, video is certainly an area that we're going to be putting more emphasis on here at USA Swimming. It's an area where you can, quite frankly, spend a lot of money, but you don't necessarily have to. These are two examples of video posts that did really well for us. The one on your left here was from the Arena Pro Swim Series event in Orlando. The meet host there actually brought in some guys who were running a drone, and they one night of finals had the drone kind of zipping around the pool. People were a little taken aback by that. They didn't really know what was going on, but it produced a really cool 2-minute video sets of music and just kind of showed the meet in a very different perspective, and that got a lot of traffic for us, and then also some great exposure for the meet and for the facility there. We've started to do a lot more sit-down video interviews with our athletes and coaches, again, just to build that library of content. We've asked them about a ton of different topics, everything from the competition side to volunteers to coaches, just to build a library of kind of stock video answers that we have at the ready to be able to use across our social platforms. And those are things that have done well for us as well. But as I mentioned, you don't have to spend a lot of money to get good video content. iPhone 6, which I've recently transitioned over to, does fantastic video. A lot of the other smartphones also do great video. And here's just a few examples of things that I just did on my iPhone, edited, and then posted. So you can do them all from one device and create a lot of impactful content that way. So Joel, if we could just play this short video clip.
Hi, I'm Mac Rivers, and I love swimming because I can pretend I'm Superman. I'm weightless in the water. It's a very unique feeling. It's something that you really only get unless you're an astronaut or something. You really only get in the pool, and I think it's one of the coolest feelings in the world, and that's why I love swimming.
That's something that's really simple, but that's a question you guys could easily ask, your swimmers, your coaches, and just create some little snippets to share social media-wise. Another cool component with the iPhone 6 is the SLO-MO video, and here's obviously with a lot of the elements of our sport, kind of slowing it down, you can create some pretty neat content as well. Here's something that we did at Orlando. And the quality of that is actually much better than you're seeing here. For some reason, in uploading it to PowerPoint, it got a little pixelated, but the quality on those slow-mo videos is really pretty good. And then kind of conversely, the time lapse is a feature that speeds things up. So Joel, if you could play that. And so that's the 2 A finals of the 50 free from a Pro Swim Series event. Condensed to 3 seconds. So just something that's fun, really quick, and just kind of a really kind of shareable video though. So when you've taken this video, where can you post it? Kind of outline four options here. Vine, which we haven't really talked a whole lot about this week, that's an app that is used for posting 6-second videos, and it's owned by Twitter, so they interface very nicely together. If you upload a video to Vine, you can then tweet it from Vine, and the video is embedded in your tweet. So that's a way that you can share your video via Twitter, and people are not having to click outside of Twitter to view it. Instagram video we've talked about, that's up to 15 seconds, and that obviously just is embedded in your Instagram feed. And then Facebook and YouTube, there's no limit to the length of those videos. And Facebook, fairly recently, I'm sure you guys have seen, they've added where you actually upload the video and it auto plays as you scroll through your Facebook timeline. Infographics, Matt and Natalie did a great job with these here, but these are fantastic ways to really kind of condense a lot of information into a quick-hitting visual. And we've used these for things, kind of having fun here, Swim Today, about Deflategate, and then some others that are more competition-based. But you guys could use those to convey a lot of information about your clubs in a visual format. So here, these are examples of some apps that we use that I think are really pretty neat and things that you guys could easily do to kind of spice up your visual content. The collage here is done through an app called PicStitch that's free. It's just a way to create a lot of different collages. Instagram actually just launched their own version of that called Layout, which I've used over the past couple of days, which is pretty cool as well. And then right beside that is an example of a flipogram video. And so what that is, it's essentially you can make a 15 or 30-second slideshow from a ton of different photos that you have on your phone. It does all the work for you. It gives you snippets of music that you can then also play over the slideshow, and then you can put text on that as well. So Joel, if we could just play that example. So you can create that on your phone, upload that to Instagram seamlessly, and then share that across other platforms as well. And we've seen a lot of positive feedback from those type of videos that we've done. And then lastly there, Clip Stitch kind of combines the two. You can actually create a collage that's photo and video in one collage. And Kara actually did a post using that last week that was pretty neat. So that's kind of the bold aspect of engaging content. Now moving on to behind the scenes. And when I say behind the scenes, we talked some about kind of peeling that curtain back and letting people inside your program. That's really what it's about. Creating insiders, through a number of different methods. That can be exclusive content, engaging with your experts, interactive text, and then also things along the lines of contests. Why do you want to create insiders? Why do you want people inside your program? It makes people feel like they're part of an exclusive club. It gives, kind of gives them a glimpse into what it is that you're all about. People feel special if they feel that they're learning something via social media that not everybody might know. They can then become more supportive of your brand and some of your best spokespersons, via in person or via social media, and just really kind of spread the good word about what it is that you're doing. As far as exclusive content, we've talked some about this, but one of the things we really try to do is just take advantage of the access that we have that no one else has, and that's on the road with our national team here at the Olympic Training Center, just kind of showing what a day in the life is here, going inside team meetings, things like that. Are we going to do a meerkat video of a team meeting for the world to see? Probably not. But to take a photo and just kind of show the team kind of in that setting as they're about to compete, is a really cool and compelling way to take people inside what it is the national team's about. And this here is a screenshot from a video of Ryan Lochte, Tyler Clary, and Jimmy Fegan playing water polo in Australia. Just kind of goofing around a little bit after practice, something nobody else is really going to see, but we were there to catch it and made a video of it, and that did really well for us. As far as engaging with your experts, a great way to do that is Twitter chats, Instagram takeovers, letting a coach or a trusted swimmer take over your account and kind of show what it is to spend a day in your program. Here here's Katie, excuse me, Katie doing a chat with us when she was here last year at the training center, and you really just kind of strive for a high level of engagement there. And kind of the end result is a photo on the right-hand side that a mom shared with us of her 9 and 10-year-old kind of glued to the computer screen watching a Google Hangout with Jessica Hardy. And obviously that's kind of what it's all about, being able to reach those athletes and kind of personalize our athletes and let the kids see what they're really all about. Another way to kind of create the insiders is through interactive text. Some examples being kind of whether it's a question or a tease a link, fill in the blank. Teasing a link, we do that a lot of times we'll pull out a pretty compelling quote, whether it's from an article or something that we want to, generate a click to our website on. We've done that there with a compelling visual as well. Those typically do pretty well for us. The heart graphic there in the middle was actually, we posted that around Valentine's Day. It was from answers that our followers provided about why they love swimming, and we were able to build that into a graphic. So these are just ways to kind of make people interact with your posts via interactive text. Contest, as Matt has attested to, everybody loves a free T-shirt. So when we launched our new event logos, we did some contests there, trivia contests on Twitter, and those were generally pretty well received. Gave away some T-shirts to kind of build awareness for that, and also kind of thank our followers. And then we're currently running a swim showdown bracket where we started with 64 top swimmers, and to kind of coincide with March Madness, we've whittled that down to 8 at this point, and we've got over 30,000 votes throughout that over the past couple weeks, and that'll wrap up here in another week or so. And as a part of that, we are doing a giveaway. People could vote without signing up, but for the people who have signed up and provided an email address, we'll give away a USA Swimming prize pack at the conclusion of that. So lastly, the third thing we'll talk about with engaging social content is building on trends. And essentially what that is really just becoming a part of the conversation that's already happening and making people think about swimming within that. We talked about the dress already as well, but just to kind of talk about the power of a trend, I still don't really know what the dress was about. I don't know that many people do. But it generated 11 million tweets, and at one point 10,000 tweets per minute. So we can only hope that swimming is trending like that at some point. But that's just an example of just kind of the power of social media and how it can build and kind of snowball and spiral. So one of the things we do is we try to look ahead to major events that we can anticipate being trending on social media, whether it's Golden Globes, Super Bowl, Oscars, things like that, and try to think of a way to have a post ready that kind of inserts swimming into that conversation. For example, with the Super Bowl here, when Nathan Adrian was here, we did a video interview with him and asked him about the Seahawks. We tagged the Seahawks in it. They retweeted it. We got a great reach during Super Bowl week on that, and we've had similar successes with some of these other posts as well. Holidays are obviously big, and that's something that you can plan for. Just a way to kind of, again, insert your club or swimming into that conversation. We did a St. Patrick's Day post where we talked about our favorite kind of gold. The Swim Valentines have been extremely popular. We get a ton of traction off of those. Matt Lupton does a great job putting those together. This one here is actually our most commented post on Instagram of all time. So the swimmers really enjoyed that one and commented on it. And then the cultural calendar bit, you can find almost every day of the year is some kind of day. This just happened to be National Pizza Day. We know swimmers love pizza, so we threw that out there and got some really positive interaction off of that as well. Live events, that's kind of the backbone of our sport. The meets, what we do for our events is we typically have a hashtag around them. I would encourage you guys to do the same. That's a way to kind of aggregate all of the conversation around your meets and events. During that time, I would encourage you to share regularly. Certainly use photos and video. Tag your experts and tag any sponsors that may be involved as well. That's just a great way to kind of continue that conversation. We typically see our followers take a spike during an event because you're going to have a lot of eyes on you at that time, and you can anticipate the same and really look to take advantage of that. And then when the meet's over, you've built your follower base, and then you can continue to spread the good news about your club. And again, what it really comes down to is just becoming a part of the conversation and looking for ways to do that, checking out the trends on Twitter. One of the things that's been popular of late is these kind of things like we have here, explain the 90s in 4 words and what I do for fun in 5 words. We keep an eye on those, and if there's something that that is relevant to swimming, we'll kind of throw together a post there. The 90s in 4 words, 53 Olympic medals with a picture of medals from '96, and then what I do for fun in 5 words, fly back, breast free, repeat. That got a lot of good traction as well. So again, it all comes back to the swimming puppies here. And I think the reason I wanted to kind of pull that out as a fun example is that was a post that was kind of done on a whim last week, but it was incredibly successful. We found a cool image and then just used the tagline: Does your dog love the water as much as you? Hashtag National Puppy Day. Hashtag Funnest Sport. And it worked really well. It was our second most impactful tweet across USA Swimming last week. It's a top 5 Instagram post over the past month based on likes and comments. People were responding to us on Twitter with pictures of their dogs in the water. And even Yahoo News reached out to us about using the photo in a piece that they were doing. So it's just a way to, again, just insert swimming and insert your club into the conversation. And this checked a lot of those boxes. It had a bold visual. It kind of took people behind the scenes and made them feel like an insider by asking them a question. And then it was certainly built on a trend. So again, with every single post you do, you don't necessarily need to check all these boxes. But I think if you keep things like this in mind, you can be successful and impactful socially. So.